Hey guys, Gary Cardone here. A couple of people have been asking me what I ended up doing with my home down the road. I did sell it. I lowered the price. I think it was pitched at 2.8. Lowered the price, I think 300 grand. Immediately started to get some traction. It sold 10 days later. And the question people are asking me was, what did I do with the $2.5 million that was netted out of the sale after all the commissions, fees, title fees? And I deployed it. And in fact, my buddy asked me, well, did you deploy 10%? I said, no, I deployed all of it. Of course, I deployed it all. That was the strategy. I did not DCA into it. And I know that I talked to you guys a lot about DCA, and I encourage you to DCA. First off, I do continue to DCA every week, no matter what price. But me selling the home, that was a different play, right? I saw the home beginning to suck the resources from my family, and I wanted to get rid of the sucky feeling and deploy it into Bitcoin. I was more concerned about the risk of not being able to deploy that kind of money in the 60s than DCAing into it and maybe getting a $2,000 cheaper price. It just was not that important to me. I have a huge tolerance for risk, and everything I do in my life is pretty well paid for, so I'm not relying on that money. In fact, the market did. I think I picked this up at 66 and change. Market went down to 61 yesterday or the day before. It's now moved right back up. I wish I had 30 homes. I would sell them all. I would buy Bitcoin right here, and I would wait, and I would wait, and I would wait, and I will be proven to be absolutely spot on correct. And I'm probably underestimating the opportunity here. So I continue to look around all my properties, all my assets, my investments in other things, and try to figure out what is a better investment. What I'm doing there, or does Bitcoin or some other part of the Bitcoin industry offer me greater opportunities? I would encourage you to look at it the same way. Fiat is crumbling, okay? It's degrading by the moment. So the question is, hey, what are the pros on Bitcoin that real estate doesn't enjoy? Because real estate does enjoy some characteristics currently that Bitcoin doesn't enjoy. But the cool thing I like about Bitcoin is it requires no maintenance. The roof never leaks. There's never a plumbing problem. There's no electricity problems. There's no annual tax that if I don't pay it, I don't really own the home. If I own Bitcoin and I'm holding Bitcoin, there's no one that can tax me if I'm holding my Bitcoin and I'm not liquidating it. I have no human error risk. I have no insurance requirements. I have no flood insurance requirements. I have no rain or hazard insurance requirements. I mean, what isn't great about Bitcoin? Quite frankly, it's a low maintenance, requires some security understanding, some responsibility. It requires an understanding of a fiat world that's decaying by the moment. Other than that, it looks to me like the greatest opportunity in the history of mankind. And over the last 15 years, it has proven to be exactly that. So I'm not gonna bet against a 15-year trend. You know, in markets, they say the trend is your friend until it's not. Well, this trend continues to roll up to the right and continuing. So I'm gonna play that trade until it doesn't work. It seems like we are 10 years into owning NVIDIA. It's like us buying NVIDIA 15 years ago. One of the great super stocks of the 21st century. I think Bitcoin will outperform NVIDIA, the S&P, gold, silver, US dollars, crude oil, aluminum, copper, real estate. It's gonna just run over every one of these returns. And when the world wakes up, and a very, very small percentage of the world is awake to this opportunity, when the world wakes up, everyone is gonna own Bitcoin. Hey, you guys are probably wondering why I'm on the road, but I just sold this house and I'm scared to trespass. Plus, these are really nice neighbors, and I don't wanna offend anybody. So I'm trying to, hold my little manners that my mom taught me in check. This house was costing me around, call it about $8,000 a month in mortgage, utilities, maintenance, upkeep, $600 a month just to mow the grass, probably a $500 electric bill, insurance, $8 grand a year. So I sat on this property for 3 years, okay? I bought it for around 1.8. I put 600 grand in it. I am basically gonna make zero on this house in 2.5 years. I then took these funds after the commissions, so about 2.2 1.25 million, and I bought Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin for you guys that are, oh, Gary bought it at 30 and he's shilling Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin at 66,818. I bought $2.25 million worth of it. Okay, that was 3 weeks ago. It's worth 70 grand today. Okay, and we'll see what it's worth in a year. But my bet is it's worth, in 1 to 2 years, 3 years, a heck of a lot more than the return I got, which was zero after I factored in commissions, utility fees, taxes. Taxes aren't even included in that, okay? Insurance, maintenance, improvements. That fence wasn't here. I put the fence in, that's 60 grand. So let's see what this trade's like. Homes are not investments. Rent your home, okay? Rent your home. Buy an apartment building and rent it to a guy like me. I'll rent from you. Got no shame about renting whatsoever. Needs to be a really big place, but I'm happy to rent. And then I'll use my money, okay, this fiat stuff that's just degrading in value by the moment, and I will invest it in Bitcoin. So we sell fiat to the system. We use that fiat to buy Bitcoin. Okay, we rent fiat assets and we buy hard money assets that will only increase in value. Why? Because you can't print it. You can't print Bitcoin, you can't copy it, you can't duplicate it, and you can't speed it up. I'm very convinced, and if you think I'm wrong, I'd love to have a debate why $2.25 million investment in Bitcoin is far better than a passive investment in a single dwelling home that I'm either gonna live in or I'm gonna rent. Okay, it's too much exposure. I can't control taxes. I cannot control how many COVID-19s we end up with and can't even get somebody here to fix anything. So Bitcoin looks to me like a non-human era investment opportunity, hardest money on the planet. Tell me I'm wrong.